The CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover brought heroes from throughout DC's long history to join forces and battle the Anti-Monitor, an evil being obsessed with destroying all of existence. We even got an appearance from Ezra Miller's Flash. Now that it's over, the three main Earths have been merged into one called Earth Prime, and the history of that world is just as confusing as you would expect from a place that's trying to be all things to all superheroes. We're gonna break it down for you best we can. What's up guys, I'm Chris Killian and welcome to the post-Crisis Arrowverse. As you probably know by now, Oliver Queen died in the Crisis, bringing Arrow to an end, but not before the long-running series set up a potential spin-off for his daughter Mia. If it goes, that story will take place in 2040 and see Mia, now the Green Arrow, flanked by her Canaries and fighting future crime. Another show set up by the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths is Superman and Lois. Already ordered straight to series, this show will see Earth Prime Superman and Lois Lane juggle their lives, careers, and raising two teenage sons, all while Clark continues as the world's most famous superhero. We say Earth Prime Superman because the audience knows that the multiverse survived Crisis in some form, but none of our heroes do, and attempts to search for more Earths have yielded no results, suggesting that at least for now the multiverse is off the table. That's a bummer for the heroes of Earth 2, who will appear in Stargirl later this year. One notable thing is that with the exception of a handful of characters who had their memories restored by Martian Manhunter, most people on Earth Prime have no idea there was ever a multiverse. All of that feels a lot like the comics where the multiverse really was destroyed after Crisis and stayed gone for almost 20 years. But what are the big changes beyond the shows that are coming and going? Let's dig in a little. Batwoman revealed that Alice, the series villain, who is also Kate's twin sister Beth, isn't the only Beth Kane to have survived the Crisis. Somehow there's another one, and that might be a problem down the line. The legends were relatively unchanged by the Crisis, maybe because they spend so much of their lives off the radar and out of time. Sarah Lance mourned the loss of Oliver Hard, telling friends in the final part of Crisis that he was the only person left who knew her before she became a superhero, but then the Arrow finale brought back Sarah's dad, so you win some, you lose some. Black Lightning now shares an Earth with the other heroes, which means ASA can make references to Gotham City in the comic book collection that Grace Choi has in her apartment are a lot harder to explain. Jefferson, who remembers a time when Superman wasn't real to him, is pretty jazzed about suddenly being friends with that guy. Supergirl might be the most impacted. Not only did they get merged into this universe, but Lex Luthor used his access to the Book of Destiny to rewrite history, making himself a beloved hero of humanity and a Nobel Prize winner. As owner of the DEO, he's also kinda Supergirl's boss, and Brainiac 5 is on his side too. As for Winn and the other super friends from the Legion of Superheroes, well, the post-Crisis future is largely unwritten, which makes the 31st century pretty unpredictable. Then there's The Flash. No longer in danger of dying in Crisis, Barry Allen is feeling a little lost at sea. He's got to figure out a role for himself, just like Cisco Ramon did, heading out into the wider world to figure out what has changed since the Crisis. Before he did, he put together a binder of supervillains who are either new or changed since the Crisis, and mapped out both a timeline and a map explaining how Freeland, the Fortress of Solitude, and Dinosaur Island now exist. Also, The Flash's Season 2 villains are no longer from Earth 2, instead having a group of metahumans created by Season 1's Singularity. And that's not confusing at all. We're sure there's going to be a lot more to say in the coming weeks and months, but that's what you need to know about the post-Crisis world in order to get back into the swing of things. Hit me up on Twitter at Chris Killian and let me know if you're excited about the post-Crisis Arrowverse.